Afraid of riding a large motorcycle? Or are you finding reasons to not buy a large motorcycle? Or you already have one and are finding reasons to get rid of it? Well, I'm talking about large cruiser motorcycles here, not large sports motorcycles or large other type of motorcycles. I've got my cheat sheet here, so some points. So I'll do some talking and then probably we'll go do a ride as well, like a demo. Well, if these are the thoughts that you've been having, then listen on. Um, yeah, so first let's get into the benefits of a large motorcycle. This is just my thoughts, right? And I've talked to a lot of people who have large motorcycles. They share some of these thoughts with me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Uh, but some of the reasons why people go for larger motorcycles is they have generally have very good stability on highway speeds. So if you're like there are many reasons or conditions in which you may find that is true. For example, wind drafts. If you're driving behind a large tractor trailer, a large truck, there is bound to be a lot of draft that it generates. The larger motorcycle is much stable at those speeds. I've ridden all kinds of motorcycles. I had a Shadow, and then I have three large motorcycles right now, so I can very well comment on this fact. And then if there is oncoming traffic, highway speeds like 70 miles an hour or 120 kilometers an hour, and especially if it is large truck or one with trailer, it can hit you in the face really bad. And I found the bigger motorcycles, heavier, the better, right? And of course, there are different kinds of winds too, like crosswinds or headwinds or tailwinds. The larger motorcycles will generally be very stable at those speeds. You may not even have to lean your motorcycle if there are like big wind gusts. I've done some rides on my Honda Shadow, and then I have the Vulcan, the VTX, and the 109R. They're much very different actually. All right, the second point is the comfort on longer trips, right? So you just cannot beat it. Like the larger motorcycles, they are just built for comfort. One of the reasons I feel, is a larger wheelbase. It generally helps you with the comfort factor on highway speeds. Yeah. Uh, the fatter tires, the bigger bikes, in order to carry the bigger weight, they have fatter tires. My C109R has a 240 profile, and then the Vulcan has a 200, very fat, but again very comfortable. Um, right, and you do not feel the bumps, even if you are like riding to the capacity on your psi, right? uh, 36 at front, 42 in the rear. You don't feel the bumps at all. Try it, and you'll know the difference, right? um, and and this is, I'm telling you, on highway speeds again. The bigger motorcycles will tend to have a better range. There are two factors, or maybe three factors I can talk about. One of them is they generally will go at a very low RPM on highway speeds. Like the Vulcan is doing close to 75 miles an hour, maybe at 2600 ish RPM. There's a Gears website where you can put the motorcycle, and then it'll tell you the gear at the RPM at which the bike is riding on highway speeds, right? So, and I've done that. So definitely very low RPM. That means the engine is working less, and then they generally have a bigger tank capacity. The Vulcan has 21 liters almost. The C109R is just shy of 21. My VTX, this one is a 17, but other VTXs I think have 20 liters, so bigger tanks. And then So I'll just give you a comparison between the Shadow and the Vulcan, right? Generally, if you're riding light, lower speeds, the Shadow will give you like 22-ish kilometers to the liter, uh, probably around 50-ish gallons, sorry, miles to the gallon, right? And my Vulcan, it gives you around 21-ish kilometers to the liter. You can do the maths for in miles per gallon, but uh, if there is high wind, which there is a lot of times, and if you're riding two up, which you are doing a lot of times, a lot of you probably are anyway, and if you're riding a little fast, right, like 120-ish kilometers per hour, or maybe even more, then if you're going to the states, you're like some states 80 kilometers an hour. It's like I think 128, sorry, 80 miles an hour, 128 kilometers per hour. The the smaller bikes do tend to lose mileage there. The larger bikes, they don't sweat. It doesn't make a lot of difference. Again, that's what I found. I maintain my bikes well. There's another factor, but again, that's a good comparison I can give you. And then again, like engine fatigue, right? Because it is riding at a low RPM. You probably are gonna get more life out of your engine, because the engine is working effortlessly in wind and even with the pillion two up, right? Now, the other question that comes up to mind is, are they really bad in the city? I don't think so, because if you practice enough, it becomes second nature to you. And but you do need to practice, gain a mastery on your motorcycle, right? There are a lot of YouTube channels that tell you how to do this. You can go for a motorcycle course and whatnot, ride with a few experienced riders. So those are things which you could definitely do. But again, if you are practicing enough, you will not find it tough to ride it in the city. Now, to prove this, I will actually, let's do a demo. I'll use the Vulcan, and we'll ride it in the city. This time around, I will do it in the non-rush hours. I'll try to do a video in the rush hour too, but again, with work and stuff, I'm not finding that much of time. So I'll try to include some commentary along with the recording. Hopefully you like the video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, feel free. We can have a discussion there. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.